Howdy folks, I'm the horse with no name,
I'm Amber.
and here's some desert. Our first story is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Letting My Kindergartner Take Her Teacher Flowers? I was getting my two 5-year-old girls ready for school this morning while my wife was making breakfast and packing their lunches. I grabbed both girls' backpacks and placed them beside the front door. I noticed out of the corner of my eye that daughter C had a plastic bag in her hand and put it in her bag. My other daughter, Kay, came over to me and told me that C had put flowers in her bag. I walked over to her and took the flowers out. C immediately protested and said that she was taking them to her teacher. I looked at them and they were basically weeds. So I told her that her teacher wouldn't want them and not to take them to school. She began sobbing. My wife overheard and pulled me into the bedroom and scolded me like a child, saying that I was too harsh on our daughter and that she was just trying to do something nice. She called me a jerk and said that I need to apologize to our daughter and tell her that I didn't mean what I said and let her take the flowers to her teacher if she wanted. I don't want her to take those flowers, and I certainly don't think I need to apologize to my child for telling them not to do something. I think my wife is overreacting because our daughter was crying. Am I the jerk?
Yes.
OP. You made your daughter cry over a kind, sweet gesture that she was trying to do. What is wrong with you? Yes, you're a jerk here. Why are you asking the internet? I just made my daughter cry by telling her that her gift to her teacher would be worthless and she would hate it. Am I a jerk for doing that? I don't even know what else to say here, OP. Her teacher is probably getting gifts all the time that are like weed flowers and stuff like that. And it's like, she doesn't care. She probably thinks it's a kind gesture. Have you ever gotten flowers from a little kid and just been like, no, ew, gross. Why would you give these to me, little kid? No, of course not. Because little kids have different expectations, and you should have different expectations for when you get a gift from a little kid. You know, if a kid gives you a rock, you treat that rock like it's an impressive rock. All right? Plain and simple. You do it because they're just trying to be nice here. It's the thought that counts, especially for kids. So yeah, anyhow, take care and good luck. You're the jerk. It says a lot about you that you can't appreciate the kindness of your child, but more so that you don't view her as a complete human person whose emotional development is worthy of your consideration. You are doubly the jerk for making this about you. We get it. You're embarrassed by your child. But that's a you issue, and your kid deserves an apology from you. All you're teaching her right now is to accept being beaten down by future partners. Your job as her father is to model appropriate behavior so she grows into a fully functional, capable, and well-balanced adult who understands how she's supposed to be treated. You still have time to correct yourself here. By the way, teachers are delighted by their students being thoughtful and kind. It's part of the reward of the job. You just took away a bright spot in the teacher's day. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Feeding My Nephews Vegan Food for a Week? I'm a 30-year-old male and I've been on a plant-based diet for 10 years for health reasons. I take supplements and have regular checkups with my doctor to monitor my health. So far, I haven't had any problems with my diet. A week and a half ago, my sister, a 32-year-old female, asked me if I could do her a favor of taking care of my nephews, 13-year-old male and a 15-year-old female, for a week, since she and her husband were going on vacation. Honestly, I was kind of wary to do it, since my sister has a history of being very specific on how other people take care of her children, but I still agreed. She knows about my diet, so I sent her a message, Do you want my nephews to eat meat? If so, could you give me money so I can buy what they need so I can cook for them? But I didn't get a reply, so I assumed it was okay if my nephews ate the same way I did. They left them with me, and we had a really good week. In my personal opinion, my nephews ate healthy and all their nutrients except the absence of protein, but the kids had plenty of energies and they said that they loved my cooking. So I don't think that they had a problem with my diet. Edit, I didn't feed them any animal protein, but I did include plant-based vegetable protein with every meal: tofu, rice, seeds, beans, etc. My nephews also really enjoyed what I cooked, so there was no objection from their part. I even made plans with my niece to teach her how to cook certain dishes that she really liked. Today, my sister and husband came back to pick up my nephews. My sister asked them what they ate, and my niece said that they ate the same as me. My sister was angry with a capital A. She yelled at me that I abused her children, that I had no right to push my lifestyle on them, that she would never have left them with me, etc. When I asked her why she didn't respond to my message, asking her if she wanted my nephews to eat meat, she replied that it was my obligation to pay for everything that my nephews wanted to eat, and that was implicit that her family eats meat, so she didn't think it was necessary to reply. So, OP was supposed to be a mind reader on top of everything here. In the end, my sister told me that she will never trust me again, and she will tell the whole family how untrustworthy I am. Am I really such a jerk here?
No.
OP, kids can go short periods of time without animal protein. I mean, again, most people, as long as you have a balanced diet, that's, or that you're watching very closely, can eat vegan and be just fine. Having no meat in their diet for a week was not going to harm them. Now, I mean, I'm not going to get into like the, dietary restrictions and stuff like that. I don't think that's necessarily important here. It sounds like what you're doing is, doing it in a healthy way under, doctor supervision. You're doing it for health reasons. And yeah, I mean, I think that you do you. Your sister was being unreasonable here by expecting you to read her mind. You asked her a question. She didn't respond, so you just took that as it's fine for them to eat whatever. You are not untrustworthy in this situation, and any of your family that hears this is probably going to be like, why are you telling us this? So anyhow, take care and good luck. So you took your nephews for a week, paid for the food, and in general took care of them, and she has the audacity to scream at you that they didn't have meat for a week? Sister can watch her own kids on her vacation next time. OP, send her a bill for reimbursement for all the food they ate and all the utilities that they used. If you had an obligation to pay for everything they wanted to eat, then she has an obligation to pay for her children's care, not the jerk. Your sister is an entitled jerk with a capital A. I guess we're looking at the vegan ones today. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for complimenting a guy on the vegan dish he made me? I'm a 20-year-old female and I'm vegan, and I went to a friend's backyard barbecue. I wasn't expecting to eat food there since my friend's family likes only meat, but there was this tasty fruit salad that I loved. My friend's brother, a 21-year-old female, was the one who made it, and I said thank you for cooking a tasty vegan dish, and I liked it. He said the dish is not vegan, and it just doesn't have any meat or dairy in it. I said that's what vegan food is. He was getting increasingly angry and finally said, I didn't make any effing vegan food. And if you ever come back, know that there won't be any effing salad for you to eat next time. Don't you ever come to my home calling me a vegan. It was meant as a compliment, not an insult. Am I a jerk? I mean, some people are just so offended by the idea of not eating meat that they go off on people like this. This person does not seem like a very nice person. Like, you were trying to be nice to them, you were trying to thank them for being considerate, and it turns out that you would have just been better off not mentioning anything at all, which shouldn't be the case. Like, you should totally have been able to compliment the person and say, thanks for the meal, I really enjoyed it, I was glad I was able to eat it. What's the point of inviting someone to a barbecue if they can't have anything to eat either? So, I don't know. So no, I don't think you're a jerk in this situation. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk. Dude needs to get a reality check if he thinks that someone thanking him for, quote, making something vegan deserves such an exaggerated reaction at 21 years old. A reality check and a dictionary, although it makes little sense why OP would say thanks for the vegan dish instead of thanks for the fruit salad. Like, she knows it's vegan, but what need was there to draw special attention to it? Well, she may have just been, I think, grateful, for being able to have something that she could eat. I don't think that was the worst thing that could have happened in this situation. I think that his reaction was far more unjustified than her thanking him. So, yeah, I don't know. Our next letter is titled, Will I be a jerk if I don't pay for my sister's insurance deductible after I rear-ended someone while driving her car? My sister, Lisa, a 24-year-old female, had a minor surgery this month, and she asked me, a 23-year-old male, to drive her nephew, Sam, 8, to and from school for 2 weeks while she was recovering. She didn't want me to use my motorcycle, so I had to take her car whenever I went to take up or pick up her nephew. I'm a freelance programmer, so I have a lot of the time and freedom. Well, last Monday, I was dropping off Sam. I accidentally rear-ended a fellow motorist. The light turned yellow, and I thought they were going to beat it. I apologized to the driver, and we exchanged information. A lady driver is just a driver. After I told my sister what happened, she got mad at me for being reckless. I apologized to her and gave her the lady's detail. I thought that was that. I continued to drive my nephew to and from school using her mom's other car. Yesterday, Lisa called me and asked me when I'll be paying for her $500 deductible. At first, I thought she was joking, so I laughed and said, "That's funny, you're kidding, right?" But she was serious. I said I was doing her a favor, and the least that she could do was thank me. We argued, and then I hung up. I still picked up Sam after school and told Mom that I don't think I'll be taking Sam tomorrow morning. Mom, being the kind-hearted woman that she is, told me that she'll be paying for the deductible and I should just continue helping my sister. Am I the jerk? It's 4:30 right now and I'm thinking that if I'm really at fault, I should pay the $500 deductible. I don't want Sam to miss school just because my sister and I are having a disagreement. We live in the same suburb. Sam's school is 30 minutes away during the morning rush. All right, OP. Yeah, I think that you're the jerk in this situation. Now, while you're doing your sister a favor, you still damaged her property, right? I mean, that doesn't change the fact that you were being reckless. This was your fault. This wasn't some kind of freak accident where someone rear-ended you and she was asking you to pay the deductible for that. This was your fault. This was something that you did. So if someone borrowed something of yours, even if they were doing you a favor, and they accidentally destroyed something of your property, you would probably still expect them to pay for that, right? So this situation isn't any different from that. I think that you're being the jerk in this situation, and you should pay her. What do you folks think? Let me know.
I agree. He's a jerk.
Amber agrees he's a jerk. You're the jerk. How do you not see this? She's only asking you to pay the deductible, so be grateful. She might have other financial consequences to her insurance for a guest driver having an accident as well. On another note, you rear-ended someone who already had a yellow light, so you were pretty reckless trying to make it as well. Your sister should be concerned about your dangerous driving with her kid in the car too. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for hiring a babysitter for my 17-year-old brother? I'm a 26-year-old male and I have custody of my half-brother Jay, a 17-year-old male. Our mother isn't the most responsible woman, so almost 2 years ago, she was deemed not fit to be a parent. I ended up being the one who got custody of Jay. Me and Jay have had our issues. I have rules that need to be followed in my household, and Jay doesn't agree with those rules. Examples of rules are doing the dishes after eating, having good grades, cleaning his bedroom every 3 weeks, to always tell me if he's going to go out and consult with me any major decision. Apart from that, he is free to do what he likes. Around 8 months ago, I had a business trip. I left Jay at home because I trusted that he wouldn't do anything crazy. I was wrong. I got a call from the police saying that there was a party going on in my house. At least 70 people during a pandemic. To say I was mad is an understatement of what I felt. I was terrified because I thought something would happen to Jay and I would have to deal with our social worker being concerned for my capacity to take care of Jay. It was terrible. I had to cut the trip short because I needed to return home. Honestly, Jay hasn't regained my trust. I understand that he's a teenager and teenagers do stupid stuff. However, an encounter with the police, partying during a pandemic, unacceptable. I'm going on a business trip next week and I'm paranoid of something happening to Jay or him doing something stupid. So I arranged for a babysitter for him. The babysitter is a kind old lady named Lucy who is also my neighbor. The one thing that she will do is check in with Jay every day and maybe spend some time with him and even bring him some food. I told Jay about Lucy and he freaked out. He told me that I was treating him like a child and disrespecting him. And then he said that it was no better than Mom, which hurt a lot. He hasn't come out of his bedroom yet, so I wanted to know if I'm a jerk. No. Amber says no too. You are being responsible. He broke your trust. You left him alone the first time. He hasn't regained your trust, and now he's continuing to act like a child and sulk. He's like, oh, you're treating me like a child. Well, Jay, maybe grow up. Maybe you won't be treated like a child if you act like an adult. Yeah, I mean, it's not even like you have like a real babysitter here watching over him 24/7. You just have your neighbor coming over to check in on him and bring him food. Like, so he can't get away with partying. Big deal. At least get away with partying at your house. Like, he's 17 years old. He should be able to be left alone by himself, but he proved that he couldn't be. And with his insult here and saying that you're just like Mom, he's saying this because he knows it'll get to you. He's just turning the screws. So I would ignore that. Plain and simple. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, act like a child, and get treated like a child. Totally agree. He behaved in a totally irresponsible, dangerous way, so he loses the privilege of getting to stay home alone. Like Macaulay Culkin. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Happy Friday. And I hope you folks have a good weekend, and I guess I'll see you all on Monday. I was getting my 5-year-old... I was getting to puberty.